Hello everyone! The snow is back and it has covered a thick layer of ice overnight. As all of you know by now, I struggled to embrace this season, but today's walk was so beautiful. It's currently so cold out that no one was in the forest or at this clearing. This is one of my favorite spots, probably in the world right now, as it makes me feel so peaceful and cozy, and it reminds me of the twilight field with the purple flowers. It might be hard to imagine right now, as it's so drenched in white, but it is truly beautiful. The forest is quiet, but I still feel the wildlife surrounding me, and I'm sure, curiously watching every move I make. Shortly before filming, I ran into a herd of wild boars, which was a little scary, but also really pretty.
So beautiful. Oh my gosh.
It's January. The pressure of a new year with loads of goals and perspectives is here, while the world is loud and the news are terrifying and the days are still short and dark. In these times, more than ever, it is important to prioritize our health and positive mindsets. There once was a time in which I struggled with my eating habits. And there was a time in my life that I was so sad and angry, I have almost completely erased it from my memory now. In short, I am a very sensitive person, and I think regardless of our sensitivities, taking care of ourselves is one of the most important things we can do. It might sound like a small act, but I do believe that it can lead to big change and beautiful, gentle lives lived through kindness, as protecting ourselves will enable us to be good to others too. One of the ways I want to take care of myself this year is by setting better boundaries when it comes to work. I've realized that overworking blocks my creative flow and actually decreases my productivity, and that limiting my work hours is really important for my physical health as well. But it wasn't until I understood that this need to work harder was driven by the constant feeling of inadequacy and comparing myself to others and their success. By telling myself over and over that I was already good enough and worthy of rest, I was able to better control my workaholism. This year I want to turn rest into a seamless transition after a workday and less of a constant battle with my inner critic. Another one of my hopes is to slow down. Truly slow down. To me, that means being present and steering clear from distraction more often. Reaching for my phone or headphones less, and rather to look at my journal or book or sketchbook. I have also found new joy in not listening to or consuming anything at all for once. Life happens through sound, just as it happens through our vision and our touch. If I go through life constantly listening to music or people talking, I might miss part of what is surrounding me. Turning down the noise has been so healing to my nervous system lately, and I found that it helps me consume music more presently as well. Furthermore, I have always been a person to work a lot with my hands in all the arts and crafts I pursue, but as of late I have begun to see the mundane tasks of my day-to-day as essential in living more mindfully and slowly. It is possible to feel peace and feel present when doing something as simple as the dishes or mixing water and flour. And even baking and learning how to cook and ferment itself has brought me so many moments of gratitude this year already. Years after overcoming disordered eating patterns, I now enjoy food and our culture around it so much. It is a great privilege to be able to eat whenever I desire, and I'm thankful that I am no longer stuck in a mindset of withholding food from me or ignoring my hunger to meet certain beauty standards. Perhaps this is a topic for a different video. But for now I want to say that how we eat matters, and how we prioritize sleep and rest, and hobbies and healthy reward systems like baths with essential oils or buying flowers for the living room just because. For me to stay mentally healthy over longer periods of time, I need to parent myself and treat my body and my mind the way I would hope to treat my younger self. I just finished my work for this week, so I finally have time to make my first batch of Kefir. My best friend gave me 100 grams of Kefir crystals last time I visited home, and I have done kombucha in the past and sourdough, so I understand the idea of keeping things alive and feeding them every day and fermented things, but I've never done kefir before, so hopefully this turns out as delicious as hers was. She had a mint flavored kefir, so I got some mint in the store, and I think my batch is ready now to bottle it up and add the mint and lemon, and I'm so excited. I've been looking forward to this for a really long time. When I was in Spain last year, I had a coconut kefir and it was awesome, so that's the goal. We'll see how close I get. I love the idea of us being part inner child, partly adult, and partly inner critic. All of these three parts have a role, and they have to be aligned and balanced, and it's important to see that the inner adult, the person we are today, is the one in control. The person I am right now is able to protect and nurture little Laura, and also deal with that annoying inner critic who will not stop complaining. A voice of reason and ambition is important, and a voice of anxiety and fear is valid, but neither should control our lives. I used to have so much anxiety, I couldn't leave my apartment. I used to have to lock myself in public bathrooms crying or at parties because my nervous system was constantly alert. And I also had a long period of depression. I now feel so much empathy for younger me, but in the past I used to see myself as weak or even lazy for it. Now this inner critic and nervous child are much calmer and easier to manage. It took time, and while I am not there yet, I am doing much better than I thought was possible for me years ago. During this still and introspective time of year, all of this becomes even more obvious to me, and I hope to master this balancing act even more throughout my life. I have a lot to learn. For now, I want to focus on being more gentle, more patient, and paying more attention because there is beauty. Even when my toes are freezing and I haven't seen the sun in a few days, there is so much beauty in being alive. Hello guys, I hope you're all well. The moment of truth has come and I'm going to try my first... I don't think I should have done this. I don't think I should have shaken it. I'm going to try my first sip of my first batch of Kefir with mint. I'm a bit nervous. I think it's fine. Oh, that's totally fine. That looks really good. I've heard stories of it just completely exploding, and it has happened to me before with kombucha where it completely splashed up to the ceiling, and once I gave a really good friend of mine a bottle of kombucha and she opened it home a few days later and I hadn't told her to put it into the fridge, so she had left it out on the counter and it obviously fermented for a couple extra days. She opened it and it just exploded and I felt quite guilty, but I also had to laugh with her because it was so hilarious. She was left with this much of kombucha, and the rest had just exploded in her kitchen, which was horrible, but it happens with these fermented things. Okay, I'm going to try my first glass. Here we go. That is amazing. Oh my goodness. That's awesome. I'm so happy. That went so well. I will send my friend who gave me the crystals an update right after I film this video. I'm so excited. I spent the last week at home basically. I didn't do much. I traveled back home from my mom where I was minding the cats, and then I just did my taxes yesterday, which is horrible, and it just makes me very much dislike being an adult. But it's a part of life, and I hope I did everything correctly. But it's such a stress factor. I like the feeling, though, of knowing that I'm going to move abroad. I felt like the last years since I graduated college, adult life has been a little bit overwhelming. I think that's completely normal. But yeah, I was just at home figuring things out, preparing for the move, and then doing a lot of little projects, a lot of art, pottery, and just work. So it was a very uneventful time, but a good time. This is just winter, and you know from my other videos that I just don't love winter, but I'm trying really hard to reframe my mind and find beauty in it and find joy in it, and know that this time is the time that I will crave in the summer when everything's busy and there's so much to do. I will probably think back to this month and say, wow, that was amazing. I had so much time to be inside and work on projects. So I will try to live with that mindset instead of a mindset of, I hate the cold and it's so dark. Also this morning I woke up to 500 subscribers, which is super exciting. So I'm so thankful to all of you who are here and who are just part of my life, and these little videos I make. It means so much. And I will hopefully see you next week with new projects and hopefully inspire you to slow down a little bit and focus on the beauty that's surrounding all of us right now. So I'm sending all of my love, and I will see you soon.